Welcome, returning and new subscribers. I am Goddess High Priestess Empress Abela Pantera. As you can see from the title, message from the crow. Because y'all, when I tell you it was non-stop today, I said, all right, beloved, what is the message? And I have some messages for you. Okay, so let's get right into this. But first, let me just get my screen on. Okay. All right. All praises due to the Most High, Mama Universe, Papa Universe, ancestors, protectors, warriors that guide and protect me. Ashe, ashe, ashe. And why this is appearing a little bit. Okay. So, in diving into this message, it was calling out several times. It started at 9:18, called out 4 times, 9:28, 6 times, 9:38, 5 times. Then once it hit 9:42 and 9:43 a.m., it was calling out 5 times within those 2 minutes, constantly in reps of 5. So 5 is also a significant message when it comes to this crow's divine guidance for the collective right now. Okay. Also the number 10. Also the number 10, speaking to a destined and fated event, a change in fortune, and speaking of the wheel of fortune, in the Jupiter hour. So this change is more so towards expansion. Let me take it off of Wi-Fi for now. Okay. Just took it off the Wi-Fi for now. Could be from that storm from yesterday. But yes, let's continue. So a change in connection. Because I see where this is going. All right. I just want to make sure y'all can hear me. Houseway. Well, I'll keep going with faith that you can hear me, and we are still in action. All right. So, let me say something. Hold up, y'all. Okay, I think we're good here. See? Testing. Yeah. All right. So the crow's message. 942, when I looked into the gematria, it gave me the messages of a reign, eternity, God. Okay, someone is retrieving back or taking back their power. Yin and yang, unlimited money, brace yourself. Then it also mentioned cracked code of David, and David is equivalent to love. And also, it gave me the date of October 16th. Now, around that time, the 16th, Venus will be, well, Venus in Scorpio will be in a trine to Neptune in Pisces. Now, this is an energy of rising in love, feeling emotionally content, being able to have close connections with others, able to feel love, sensing loved ones or partners' emotional radar. This also gives you a heightened intuition when it comes to business matters, overall an atmosphere of love. But right after that, on the 17th, we have the full moon in Aries. And then we have, let me see something. There's something else going on. Sheesh. Venus going directly into Sagittarius on the 17th of October. So with this full moon in Aries, it's speaking to a culmination, results that come with you taking action from the warrior state, but not in a way of, you know what I'm saying, turning up and taking people up. Nah, it's more so what's going to cause you to change in this wheel of fortune, this change in fortune or this change in destiny may be triggered by a stressful event. But you'll have the wisdom from the warrior aspect of you to make the decision that in any other moment, while the full moon is in Aries, and if it, why in any other moment other than the full moon in Aries, you may not necessarily do. You can also look to when the new moon in Aries was, okay, around that time during Aries season, to give you an idea as to what is coming to completion as far as this Aries energy. But when Venus goes into Sagittarius, you may notice that you become more open-minded and adventurous when it comes to relationships. So a lot that's going on, but let's get back to this crow's message in regards to the number 942, because at 9:42 a.m. it was going off 5 times, calling out 5 times. Let me see how many times it did that. It said it went off 5 times, 9:42, 1, 2. And before that, it was doing that. Before 9:42 as well, within those 10-minute increments. And then once it went to close to 9:43, it went off 6 times. Then 333, 5, all within 9:43. Now, let's look at this 9:42, because the crow signifies divine law, wisdom, discernment, and destroying, or the destruction of deception. Now, when we look at the generator, operator, destroyer, or the nature of God, right? Generator, operator, destroyer. The destroyer is the Kundalini rising. All right. So there's either this enlightenment or this expansion of the spine, which is now helping you to have a deeper connection. And this connection has something to do with connecting to your spiritual center and consciousness, because 942, the Hebrew meaning is connected to Bavai, or my goings. Now, Bavai speaks to a rebuilder of Jerusalem's walls in Nehemiah time. Now, Jerusalem, first of all, Bavai speaks to Bavai, B-A-V as in Victor, A-I, speaks to desires, wishes, with the desire of God, with the desire of the generator, operator, destroyer. Generator, your brain, operator, your soul, destroyer, the kundalini or that spine energy. To build the soul and body into higher and more spiritual expression and manifestation. Jerusalem represents the spiritual center and consciousness, the heart center. It is called the city of David. Now, there is also a symbol for city, but not spelled the same way, C-I-T-Y, that has to do with the throat chakra. And we'll get to 943, but that also connects to the 943, which is also when the crow was going off, that had to do with upholding the truth, the Aquarian source, my fiercest fighter, warrior. Now, back to Jerusalem. Jerusalem is the spiritual center and consciousness, the heart center. It's the city of David, which symbolizes the great nerve center just back of the heart. So this would speak to that part of the heart chakra that still beats, even if, someone's physical heart is not beating and it becomes alive again. It's because of that heart chakra's rhythm or beat that is still going. And this is what Jerusalem speaks to, really. Yes, it is a place, but when we're looking at it from biblical text, it's speaking more to the nature of God within you and not necessarily from the physical standpoint. So, 942 speaks of a rebuilder of Jerusalem. So a rebuilder of the spiritual center and consciousness, the heart center walls in Nehemiah time. So a rebuilder of the spiritual center and consciousness with spiritual thoughts, as Nehemiah is equivalent to spiritual thoughts in the individual consciousness, protecting spiritual substance where limited error thoughts cannot penetrate. And this wall is built once you have the realization of the enduring strength and stability of the omnipresent spirit substance. And how do you know that you have this omnipresent spirit substance? Well, it's something, it would connect to the statement of what people think hope is, but that's not actually the definition of hope. People have been making hope synonymous to faith. But the truth about that is faith is the substance of the things you hope for. So when you have faith in connection to the substance of getting those things that you say you hope for, if you have faith in it, you don't have to hope for it because you're connected to the substance of what's going to bring it into your reality. Okay, so this rebuilding of the wall is the balance of negative and positive forces of the soul consciousness or awareness that leads to renewal and spiritualization of the whole organism. So there's definitely a change of the mind, body, soul all together as one, and 6:16 on the clock. And it feels as though, this would be the part of the cycle where so much is happening. You may be feeling overwhelmed, but if that is you feeling overwhelmed, what you have to do, even if that means writing it down, so you can see it somewhere, get that word out of your system. Because the more you tell yourself that you're overwhelmed by all of these things are changing around you throughout nature, which also brought me to this other point, but I'll get to that in just a second. Write a note to yourself that you don't do overwhelm. People have made it such a norm where being overwhelmed it happens, but it's happened at a much frequent rate because it has become something as the sun and the moon, the sunset and the sunrise. It has really become a thing. And that led me to, that topic of discussion when it comes to nature versus nurture. Now, can we really have that discussion if one is not able to read the signs of nature? Can we really have that discussion when people are not, you know, understanding and overstanding that what God is a nature of a person, a nature of a being? Not really. Not until, you know, one can see themselves and feel themselves as I am, that God that dwells within you. At this point, everything is it's a nurture and nurture situation because it's based off people are being raised and having these systems of beliefs based on the way they've been nurtured or raised with the complete disconnect to knowing that they are God's. Because in the same book of love, in the book of John, it'll tell them that. What is it, chapter 10, verse 31, around there? Ye are gods, y'all are gods. So with that 943 and the crow going off, 943 in Gematria, the list comes up with uphold the truth, my fiercest warrior, and the warrior is connected to that spiritual warrior energy of Aries or first house, the I am. And 942 Gematria for the crow going off at that time mentioned October 16th. The day after that, the 17th, is the full moon in Aries. The message the crow was delivering to the collective that is tuned into this message. Are you truly prepared to know who you are? Identify yourself from who you know yourself to be. From the heart chakra, from the spiritual consciousness and connection to your spiritual thoughts. The balance of the negative and positive forces, that anything negative, anything that has to do with the essence of right or wrong and not so much cause and effect, can't penetrate what it is that you're thinking. Okay. 943 in the Hebrew meaning, it gave the result of to perplex, confuse, or be confused. And I pulled a tarot card and the Eight of Swords came out, which is a Jupiter in Gemini card. Jupiter is in Gemini right now. Jupiter speaks to the growth that you have from the lessons you've learned and integrating them into your life path. Gemini being ruled by Mercury, this would have to do with your perception and the way you relay that to others. There's something about from now and what's picking up speed into October, approaching this full moon in Aries, you may have a lot of people around you confused because they may ask you what made you change, or they may not understand what you're doing. But don't be discouraged by that. Continue your path, as it says, my fiercest warrior, fiercest fighter. And it also brought the message of the 13th key, which connected also to, it does speak to unlocking of magic and mastery, but it also connected to the 13th Amendment of the abolition of slavery. Now, physically, but mentally, the question was, in looking at that, and what type of spell is mankind under? Man meaning, in general, the mind. And what type of spell is the mind under? It's the spell of not being able to read speak to, understand, and overstand nature. God being one of those essences of nature. Okay, so 6:22 on the clock right now. I cannot see the chat, but we here. But we here. Oh, I see y'all now. Hi. Hello. Hey. Okay, so the crow once again speaks to divine law, wisdom, discernment, destroying deception, the destruction of deception. Now, you see how the Bible has the Old Testament and New Testament? That's literally speaking to the old mind and body and the new mind and body. That's literally what those two sections are about. Is the moon in Virgo? Because what is going on? Because that thing be having me channeling, honey. No, the moon's still in Cancer. I mean, it was a duh, but shit. The moon is in Cancer, 17 degrees. Okay, okay. That's Leo. Speaking of that heart center, Jerusalem is the heart center, the operator. Whenever you see Jerusalem, think of the heart chakra. Literally, that's, you know what I'm saying? Or it could really be the essence of the primordial mother, or what allows life to be life. You know what I'm saying? So, what I want to do is pull a message from each of these decks that we have here. Right, beloved crow. When I tell you, it was not out here to play today. I said, oh, okay. I got it. I said, so what's the message, my love? What's the message? Give me 1 second. All right. What is the message of guidance for the collective? Don't need to hear myself here. Okay. Message of guidance for the collective. Oh, little koala. These are so cute. Optimism, harmony, and balance. You are being guided to find a harmonic balance of your mind, body, and soul. Focus on your heart's desires. Huh? Live your life with purpose, passion, and joy. Koala. Koala. Kohala. Take it. Take her. Kohala in Spanish. Well, kohala is Spanish, but in English, that would be take her or take it. Take her, as in take her with you, or kohala. Take it. Now, let me see. Where is my thingy majiggy? I wonder if this one has a little bit. Koala also represents being supportive, looking to build on solid foundations of trust, love, sharing, and nurturing. Let's get one more. You are being guided to find a harmonic balance of your mind, body, and soul. Matter of fact, I'm going to go into this moon deck. Let me see where you're at in this. Believe in the impossible, blue moon. Where are you? I really feel that puppy upstairs is stressed, for real. It's weird. Where's the collective in this energy? Here we go with this again. Well, let me see something. We're still in that phase. We are still in this phase. Let's look at this 17 degrees energy. Leo. Leo energy, the heart. Okay. A woman working bustily at a spinning wheel. Tuh. Wow. There we go. Trans states as natural evolution, being inside the inside, yet staying under and weaving a web in time of remembrance and forgetfulness and remembrance. Deeply involved with the personal, yet coldly detached from whatever does not serve. Very powerful energy, okay? All right, so these are the adjustments that you're making. You're being able to be in, okay, balance of the negative and positive forces. All right, persuading, teaching, invoking, insisting that what comes next, that we must get on with the dance. This is a penetrating sensibility which finds what can be brought forward and fosters its all pervasively. The collective voice of consciousness at her post, attentive and scrutinizing, a void in terms of letting everything be, and an immense force to allow or to follow the thread of growth and development all the way through, catching every stitch. Okay, surrendering to the divine here is at the bottom of the deck. Let's go into the tarot. Let me go to, where is the Psychic Tarot Oracle? Because that one has the chakras in them. Okay. Let's take a look. Where's the collective here? Six of Swords, moving on. Okay. Whoever this is resonating for, you're obviously taking action when it comes to, you moving forward from a situation and choosing wisely what you do next. Congratulations. Let me see. Moving on, choose wisely. Let me see what's under here. Prosperity begins. Solitude. Do this alone, or doing this alone will help you bring balance that you're being guided to find at this time. 11. 6, 11. That's 10 of Swords energy. Let me see. And another 6. And it's the third eye. Okay. Adjustments are required. The headspace. Okay. Moving on. Third eye. Moving on. Third eye. You see that direction that is going into all this light. You're seeing your light. You're finally seeing your light. Something about you didn't realize how bright you were. Whether this has to do with intelligence or your auric field or the spectrum of light you're connected to. You're about to embark on a much needed journey to leave the past behind. The Six of Swords moving on lets you know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and it signifies that the time has arrived in which a difficult cycle in your life is coming to an end. This also implies traveling or going forward, involving crossing water or even moving abroad. Calmer waters are ahead, and with all the lessons you've learned from the past experiences, you're approaching this period having grown, and you're so much stronger for it. The healing process is underway, and now you can set your goals, desires, and objectives to secure a more positive and successful future. Because your mind is more settled and less worried, synchronistic events will bring the right conditions and introduce people into your life for the highest purpose. The correct people, the correct conditions, the aligned conditions, and introduce people into your life for your highest purpose. And so shall it be. Ashe. It's powerful. Okay. With this third eye chakra, the color is indigo, the gland pituitary, speaking to I see. This is the most often talked about of all the chakras, and clairvoyance, inner seeing, intuition, and higher levels of consciousness are all associated with this energy center. Found between your brows and just above the bridge of your nose, it works closely with the throat and crown chakra and will assist you with your psychic and intuitive inner guidance. To balance the third eye chakra, it is recommended that you practice walking meditations, breath work, yoga, tai chi, visualizations, and color therapy. Don't just focus on this one chakra as part of your development, as it's important to remember that they should all be in balance in order to work in unison and harmony. Okay, let's give one more. 6 6. That's how many books there are in the Bible, ain't there? Isn't it? What's going on? Let me see. Yep. Mm-hmm. Well, at least that which is known by most. 66, but obviously we know there's more. Okay. So, for some of you, that could be the key that you use for you to, you know what I'm saying? Tap in, tap in. Get into the esoteric value or the codes within that biblical text. You'll find your answer. If it has anything to do with love, you got John and David. And then you have wisdoms. And you speaking of, your boy got that book in his hand. Okay. And then you have material harvest at the bottom of the deck. Asking you shall receive. I'm getting this vibe right now from that crow where if you merge the lessons you learned from the past, present, and you knowing better and doing better, you're seeing something of the future. If you can merge that, you'll realize that for you to bring this material aspect into fruition or harvest, it doesn't take that much work. You can effortlessly manifest, but there's something here about something that makes you uncomfortable. That was mentioned yesterday. Something that makes you uncomfortable is actually your superpower. Let me go to the goddesses on that one. The wisdom card is the Hierophant. I saw a few of these today. Monarch butterflies. Mind, body, and soul. Again, showing up. You are being guided to embrace change and detach from what no longer serves you. Begin now to recognize your own beauty and elegance, and the world will do the same. So that has something to do with the change in weather as well. We would have much better conditions if we had more people that understood themselves to understand and overstand that they are God, have the God within themselves. Obviously, I'm not speaking to, you know what I'm saying, the energies that are here on a different mission. They wouldn't exist really if we had more, you know, of the reality of being okay with saying, I am God. 3 magic words. I am God. It can make people real uncomfortable with that. You want to know why? Look at this. Surrender. Accept. You know why? Because when people do speak of that nature, they speak at it and on it as if it is a person. Now, if we look at God as a man or woman, a male or female, that means we're giving it the emotions that humans have. Now, this will then mean that the ego is at play too. But when you just speak of it as a form of nature, one's nature, it changes the entire definition of it. Because when you attach a person to it, a person can choose what they want to do and if they want to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's a little risky as far as praying to something outside of you as another person that's actually dwelling within you. Energetically, there's this cord from us to source. Man or woman, that's not even so much the topic. It's similar to having a heart. Having a heart, because it's inside the body, doesn't make it a man or a woman. It's a heart. It's an organ. You know what I'm saying? It has its functions to continue life. You understand? We have here, the Queen herself, Queen Nefertiti. Alchemy. Well, that fit is amazing though. But yeah, because it really just speaks to a nature of a person, the generator, operator, destroyer for real. The brain, the heart, and the kundalini energy for real, for real. It's not even the person. But obviously, most of you in here have that overstanding, or if not, it's for some, I don't know how long you've been on this channel, that doesn't matter. That's just what it is though. It's not, you'll fool yourself by feeling that it's to be personified. That literally causes unnecessary stress, confusion in one's life. Because all the information is in the Bible, but whether, the establishment one goes to, is it going to be taught that way? Not necessarily. So Nefertiti coming out. Let's see, y'all. Alchemy. What number is that? 38. Let's get a look. The goddess of alchemy. Temple of Queens. Element fire. Nefertiti was a legendary Egyptian queen whose name means a beauty has come, celebrated as a goddess and her husband's equal. Queen Nefertiti led a spiritual revolution worshiping Aten, the sun god. The reason why she's coming out here, collective, you are an alchemist. You have the power to bend universal energy. Dare to transmute lead into gold by shifting from fear to love. This came out yesterday, didn't it? Everything you desire exists in some form of love and energy. Match this frequency. See it in your mind's eye first. See it in your mind's eye first. Imagine it. I am loved fully. What does it taste? What is the taste, look, and smell of it to be loved unconditionally? I am happy and healthy. See it. I am a money magnet. What is that feeling? Goddess declaration. Everything I touch turns to gold. Queen Nefertiti's guidance to you. It is time. You turn everything that life throws your way into gold. You are on the path to fulfilling your purpose. Why they make me ask you this? Does that make you nervous? What is making you nervous right now? Somebody's on the verge of doing something or taking the next step and it's making you nervous. Queen of Sheba. Okay. Secrets revealed. Are you about to reveal something to someone? 3386. Someone could be born the year 86. Life path 33. Alchemy, secrets revealed. Alchemy, secrets revealed. Alchemy, secrets revealed. Queen of Sheba. This has a connection also to King Solomon. There goes that 6 energy in the Star of David. Showing strong high priestess energy here with the 2 pillars, which are the pillars of King Solomon. Some of you are connected to the bloodline of them. As I'm looking at this in reverse and it's upright towards y'all, there's some activation here happening in the sacral chakra, and it's pulling through the solar plexus here. Gangang Sada. Now, this speaks to the shadow aspect. This is 22. Resistance. Let me see something. Because she came out in this energy of feeling nervous. What is this? Shadow of resistance. Temple of shadows. Element bush. Now, the fact that this is showing up here at the bottom of the deck, I'll go to the Queen of Sheba in just a second here. But let's look at this. Let's see what's going on. This shows up for the following reason. You ghost your own dreams and resist your own magic. Stop holding back, worrying, and pretending to seek perfection that will never come. When it comes to you stepping into your greatness, resistance keeps you stuck. You see that shit? Speaking of being nervous. Resistance blocks growth if you don't use it as a strength. It will block growth, creativity, and evolution. Resistance may appear as procrastination, laziness, disorganization, excuses, or lack of motivation. Okay, I feel from that coming out just that way, some of you are literally going through this reactivation that I was just talking about here, from the sacral to the solar plexus. And it requires you to have a certain amount of rest. Some of you could be feeling as though you're being too lazy, and that's going to actually make you lazy. Allow yourself to have the rest, and you'll see how quickly your perception will shift when you're telling yourself, my body is feeling this way. I know there's so much I have to do, but I have to get this rest, because you're not going to be, beyond 100% productive if you just do it because you know you have to do it and you're working off of fumes. Allow yourself to regenerate. This is where human design comes in beautifully. Because there are certain designs where you'll see that the more rest you get, the more productive you'll be. But if you don't know that, then you're going, along the path where society tells you, team no sleep. We already know that's bullshit, because if you don't sleep or if you're dehydrated, you're just literally just the walking dead. Not in the sense of where there are people who do go through near-death experiences and they're literally here in that essence, but from a much higher vibration. That's not the same as what I'm speaking to in terms of the team no sleep and then being dehydrated, not taking care of yourself. No. Allow yourself to get the rest that you have to get. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance. There are deeper forces at play. Stop resisting the force you really are. Uphold the truth. That's where that 942 is. It 40? It was 43. 9, 7, 16. Ooh. You cause unexpected shifts in people's lives, just as your own. The type of shifts that you may have caused in other people's lives has so much to do with the changes you've made for yourself. You may not even be doing this intentionally. Now, obviously, it's not that you may, no, you're not doing this intentionally when it comes to being in a certain environment and seeing things change drastically when you arrive or when you're approaching. For some of you, when you're approaching, a plan changes. There's a change of plans. That's coming through more so as protection or angelic guidance. Okay? Don't be afraid of messing it all up. There's something about you picking something back up from the past, but there's still this connection to the past result. You got to let that go. Queen of Sheba. The goddess of secrets revealed. The temple of queens, element of fire, Ethiopia. In the Bible, the wealthy Queen of Sheba brings a caravan of gifts to King Solomon. The Ethiopian holy book reveals that she was their queen Makeda, and that together they sired King Menelik I. With Queen of Sheba showing up, the reason for it, you don't know what you don't know. Your creator, ancestors, angels, spirits, and ascended masters are whispering to you. This is divine intelligence. Pay close attention. There are things you do not let yourself see. Allow yourself to be guided. Choose your own path. The declaration, I am connected to the divine. Guidance, open your eyes. Secrets are being revealed. It is safe for you to see the truth. Wow. Your inner vision is crystal clear. Both of these messages had everything to do with go into this new path, move on, but move on towards the path of your third eye. This speaks to what it said for her. Was that, no, for this, it was the pituitary gland. So approaching that land of milk and honey, this would speak to the milk, the feminine aspect. Allow yourself to receive spiritual guidance. That's what the work of the pituitary represents, allowing yourself to receive spiritual guidance. Now, I was about to ask what's blocking, but there you go. The resistance card, that's why this came up. And it's 22, the master builder number. And the crow's guidance had something to do with the rebuilding of Jerusalem's walls in Nehemiah time. Rebuilding of the spiritual center and consciousness, the heart center, the walls of that heart center. Okay, so this is speaking to the beat within the chakra of the heart, which actually helps the heart, the organ, beat. Okay. In Nehemiah time, in spiritual thoughts, where you as the individual Those spiritual thoughts protect you from, uh, okay, spiritual thoughts in the individual consciousness protecting spiritual substance, which limited error thoughts cannot penetrate. Adjustments are required. Show me more about this energy here. Give me a moment. We gotta wrap this up here just a bit. Let's see, where is this? What's that? The Nine of Wands popped out. Wounded warrior. That's what I was gonna get. Okay. Where is it? I just put it somewhere. Okay. What is this? Show me the root of these energies we have. Okay. Forgiveness. Ooh, forgiveness leads to your finances, or lack of forgiveness blocks your finances. When it comes to what exactly? This has to do with this being the past life deck. Look to see what house Pluto is in. There's a strong connection there as to what you came back into this life to close out, transmute, transform, and your South Node. It's time to move on though, okay? Oh, wow. The Justice card popped in and out with the card behind it. I don't know what it was though. What's this? Nine of Swords. Heavy, heavy thoughts. Heavy, heavy thoughts of worry that causes stagnancy. Heavy, heavy thoughts of worry, feeling betrayed, deception. Destroyer of deception is the crow's guidance. There's a destruction of deception. You have to let it go, because anything or any situation where you may have felt that you have been deceived, whether if it's this lifetime or another lifetime, just know that if you did anything, any great deed that is done will not be missed as far as it being paid back to you or your just due. Because there's been this massive fucking shift of people, you know what I'm saying, that feel as though that they are tuned in and tapped into this level of spirituality. I just saw a little fucking gnat out of nowhere, but they're not even about that life. Let's just put it that way. People portraying themselves to be something that they're not. But you possibly took them out of the dumps, out of their darkness, out of whatever. But their true colors actually come up because they can no longer act this role anymore. And guess what? Source, this planet won't even allow it. Because every time they step outside, doesn't matter if they got shoes on or not, anytime they step outside and those steps is hitting that ground, the truth is always going to come up. 6:55 on the clock. 6:52 on the screen. And when the truth come up, whatever it is that is evil will have to undo itself. And it always does. And it always will. But this is also why forgiveness is key. Let their ass go. They trust and know it's going to get handled. It's going to get handled. Two of Wands. Mars and Aries. First Deacon Aries. The question that's coming up is, why be at a crossroads? Why feeling as though you're at a crossroads? You see that 9 and that 2 though. Justice is already in full motion. Justice is already in full motion. Because that's what the crow's message is, divine law. This whole spiritual path, it may seem cool, but when one is not truly practicing and exercising that knowledge from the heart space and doing the shit for kicks and giggles or wanting to prove a fucking point to some to people who are legit ancient teachers right back into this realm, including myself speaking, yeah. Give people, give people the time of day to fall on their ass, because eventually that'll happen, unfortunately. That's why they say a hard head make a soft ass. Greetings, Fatima Pantera Sultan. What's this Two of Wands? People think this shit is funny. All right. Told you, the universe don't got no... that energy of source don't really have that type of sense of humor that, you know what I'm saying, this flesh does. 6:55 on the screen with the Queen of Wands coming out. The fiercest warrior. It's the season of the fiercest warrior coming up. Full moon in Aries. Right after this here eclipse, solar eclipse in Libra. Eclipsing anything that is still connected to the fourth brain within the solar plexus, that is blocking you or causing this confusion when it comes to your willpower. Queen of Wands. Why I feel as though you at a crossroads? One, because you know your power. You know how strong you are. Queen of Sheba energy. You see that? That match your vibration right there. Speaking to, you may not realize that the spectrum light that you come from. Something about this King Solomon energy. You might work with Solomon keys. Shout out to the Solomon family. Yep. And something about Haile Selassie. Something about Haile Selassie. And then you got this lion energy coming out. The strength card. The test of faith is through the heart chakra. The test of faith is through the heart chakra. That's the message that I'm getting from these cards right here. That's what I'm hearing. The test of faith is the heart chakra. You know how, here's an example. You know how many people, because that's part of the mission as a moon in Virgo with a south moon in Virgo, is to have a remembrance of people and situations and energies of other times that came back into this particular moment when Pluto's about to go into Aquarius, but overall Aquarian energy, the star, where people get to tap into their intuition, their psychic abilities, and then you have these little mongrels, these little muggles, these little fuckheads that be out here playing this role and feeling as though, oh, I'm going to come back into this life and bring confusion to certain people. Not on my fucking watch. Abso-fucking-lutely not. You know how many people I've seen where, and it's hilarious too, I'm not even going to hold you, where they want to play this role and they don't realize by their facial expressions, I can see, already know, being clear cognizant, just the amount of shit that they're full of. And I'm just waiting for it to just release itself through a facial expression, through body language, through when someone is speaking, they go, or say just minor shit that they feel as though that I won't fucking hear. Oh, I'm going to hear and see everything and smell what you're doing. And with this Queen of Sheba energy coming out in connection to King Solomon, that's obviously speaking to controlling demons. One, not fearing them. Two, knowing exactly what they're here to do. And being wise if that's something that one should tap into in general. Know yourself, know your own first. Because there's so much information as far as becoming a diviner. You know what I'm saying? And utilizing certain tools. But not every tool is for everybody. There's a lot of secrets that have been revealed. But there's also going to be a cleaning up as to where these secrets have been revealed. They wasn't supposed to be revealed to certain energies or people because they're playing with it in a way that you're not even supposed to be utilizing this type of frequency for whatever the fuck it is you're doing right now. And don't get it twisted. Don't be coming over here up on this channel feeling, oh, I got a Mars in Aries. Yeah. it gets this way over here, okay? But guess what? That doesn't mean I'm in a state of anger. Not at all. Far from that, actually. Because once in a state of anger, you're not going to hear my mouth. I get into a true alchemist, and we going to shift this shit with nature. Yes. Yes. We going to use all that elemental force with lips closed. It's the energy. You would rather hear something come from the mouth than silence. Because this right here with this Nine of Swords and forgiveness with finances, this is given why someone turns into a warrior that confuses people. As far as, why is this person moving this way towards me? Oh, you ain't know I can see, smell, hear the way you really feel and think? Telling you, the way that crow came through today, playtime is done. You see the 942, the 943, that 9 and that 4 is 13 with that 5. This is what I mean. There's been situations where, you know what I'm saying, along this journey, one could be assisting another out the mud, out of this void that they've been in. And then want to turn around, do some fuckery and feel as though you let me tell you something. Nothing goes without being known when it's coming from a space where a person doesn't fully understand themselves and don't even recognize that there's a spirit taking over their fucking body. Because this type of adjustment that is required moving on towards the third eye, see, the fact that these two came out, Queen Nefertiti and Queen of Sheba, Alchemy, Secrets Revealed, and then this one at the bottom of the deck, speaking of a shadow aspect, you see her as giving Kali energy. So much shit gonna be falling at the wayside and people gonna be wondering what the fuck just happened. Yeah, you should have thought about that before you decided to move a certain way or move your face a certain way. Or even get to thinking that while still being a student, you can tell your master what to do. You slow your roll. Not so much your master, but the master that shows up to assist you with your evolution. People get beside themselves. You're going to learn today. You're going to learn today. 3 of Pentacles, you're going to learn today. 3 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, and the 7 of Swords. See what I'm telling you? This is giving that King Solomon energy that I was telling y'all about right here. That activation. Look at that. 5 of Wands. And again, that full moon in Aries coming up. Yeah. On the 17th. It speaks to the catalyst being something that puts you in this same type of energy that I'm expressing this message through. But it actually allows you to change. When you say enough is enough, let me tell you something. I'm telling you, when you say enough is enough, keep playing. Telling you, it's a lot of people that don't think that what they doing is not being seen. All right. Okay. With the 3 of Cups. 11-3. This is the realignment of the warriors, the spiritual warriors. The true spiritual warriors, not people out here going, nah. All that other extra shit that ain't even it. It ain't, nah. That's done. That's done. Because what this is speaking to right now, with these energies coming out, the adjustments that are required is bringing in this light or this fire, this passion, the essence of elemental forces through what one has been seeing through one's mind's eye. This could even be the manifestation of things that are going on within the dream state, being resolved. Some of it a little brutal, for real, for real. $33 again. Mercury, Cancer, Mars, and Capricorn. There's definitely a strong connection right now to Kali with this Mercury and Cancer. Ay, ay, ay. And then Capricorn, Mars and Capricorn over here. Cancer, Capricorn, polar opposite energies, 33. The balance of what one feels and utilizing it, maturely utilizing your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Where you can express yourself passionately. Do what you have to do. Uphold the truth. Because once again, that crow's message of 943, the Gematria, speaks to upholding the truth. Followed by my fiercest warrior. Let people be confused. But don't sit here and explain yourself to people who really just don't get it. What's the justice? Another 3, 12, the hangman. And then you got this other one. Man, shit. Welcome to the underworld. Welcome to the travels of the underworld. With this 4 of swords showing up, what's under it? Let me see. 3 of wands, another. Come on, yo. Come on. Three is Jupiter energy. Okay. Thursday. But as far as Jupiter, it speaks to the doorway of gods. Not everybody can walk through that door, and not everybody is going to walk through that door. But the door has opened. 7:13 on the clock. 10:70 on the screen. Not everyone will walk through that door. Simply because not everyone wants to. Once again, the test of faith is through the heart chakra. This is one of the main reasons why I emphasize the use of words. Because I have a very strong past life when it comes to spells and spells being placed on people to keep them stuck or to not remember who the fuck they are. But things happen so you can strengthen that muscle to be aware of how this is going to, the way how in connection to source, this is going to play out in this particular age. Or in this moment. Because people speak words and express words and feel as though, oh, let's be careful with that. Because once again, people have, utilized faith and hope as a synonymous word when that's not what it is. It says in the statement itself, faith is the substance of the things hoped for. It's the substance of what it is that you're hoping for. So if you connect to that substance, you don't have to hope for it. And another reason why some of you are on this channel, because I can be an example to you as to what it means that when you have such a mission on this planet, in this time, to move a certain way, to express yourself in a certain way, there's a lot of cutting out of bullshit and people that you're going to have to do. And some people may not even know that they even being cut out your life. They think shit is cute. And it's as simple as the words that one uses. Once again, it's the crow divine guidance message. A crow is an energy of the shadow. No, it's nothing to fear. This literally going in order too. 11, 12, 13. Literally in order. And the crow speaks to that. Divine law. There's a divine order. There's divine law. It's also the message that came up the other day too. With that notification about the book of James 3-day plan. And James speaks to judgment or wisdom and order, because there's 2 James. Once again, y'all, you really want to get to the bottom of knowing who you are and what tools to use and to use them correctly, and not just go by anything that's coming out there because it says it on there, that's what it is. Be careful with that shit. because the ancient ones are back. That's the message of the crow. Or reign, eternity God. 717 on the screen, on the clock. And right now, the essence I'm channeling is absolutely from a primordial sense. Mars is in Cancer, so don't expect shit to really be sweet either. But it is for your highest purpose at the same time. It may not be the way you want to hear it, but your soul has been doing so much work to awaken you, to assist you in maneuvering a certain way. But as long as you keep allowing these outside things to govern your next move, instead of listening to that inner voice, you could forget it. That's not hard to do, though. Many have forgotten who they are or what they're here to do. What's under this? The star, which is also the message of 943 in the gematria. Mars in Cancer really speaks to that type of Kali energy. It speaks to the warriors. It gives a lot of Sekhmet, Kali, or Ya type of energy. You know what I mean? The star has space. This is what I mean about what you know, knowledge, connected to your willpower, Leo energy. Cancer, 17 degrees, that's where the moon is at, third quarter phase. Adjustments are required. This star is surrounded by so much space. 777 on the screen. You have to allow yourself the space to evolve. Because your light is not something that people are used to. Your shadow is not something people are used to. Some get intrigued by it, but 6 of Pentacles. Allow yourself to receive spiritual guidance that's coming through the mind's eye. Some of you have to sit in complete silence. Whenever you can, sit in complete silence. Another thing you can do, let's say in that moment where you may feel extremely tired, do what you can to meditate at that moment. Do whatever you can to meditate at that moment. Don't fall asleep, but just literally meditate. Even if that means you set an alarm for 10 minutes or 5 minutes. There's so much that can happen within this material world, 5 minutes, that when you go through that meditative state, you're being uploaded and downloaded with information because your body is much more vulnerable. Your mind is much more vulnerable to be at a still state. Okay. What is the essence coming through here? Asasaya. Oh, that's beautiful. And I'm going to close out your messages with this message here, okay? That's where I got my Mars at too, in the 9th house. That's a true spiritual warrior energy right there. Look at this shit. Yo. Mm-hmm. Yep. Betrayal. But it's handled. Telling you. Segment. And my aunt. The two of them. What other perfect card could come out to close y'all message? And speaking of divine justice and divine law. Hmm? Oh, that betrayal's I told you it's being taken care of. That wounded healer energy. Yeah. Some of these energies are from a past you're very aware of. It's an energy that 880 on the screen that they cannot hide. But in evolving so much, oh, oh, it's being taken care of. 15, Number 6, that's another 6. Literally, I don't mind being that voice of passion to remove the energy, because that's also with that Mars in the 9th house can do. Polar opposite energy of the 9th is the 3rd of Gemini, communication. You can pull people out of the void or their hell, or put their ass right back and not even having to do anything. And what is hell? Hell is when somebody's repeating a cycle over and over and over and over again. Because demons don't sleep. So they play their role in putting them in a position over and over and over and over again that they know they're supposed to get the fuck up out of. So allow these secrets to be revealed as far as your alchemical evolution or your connection to alchemy through healing yourself from fighting wars and battles that were not even your own, from the kindness of your heart, and allow my segment to handle that. Justice coming out here twice with her at right up under her, which is who we concluded the message with yesterday. You see them lions, them lionesses. This is a beautiful card though. My thing is her face in this card is giving segment energy too. You see the heart in her hand. The test of faith is the heart chakra. See if you can see that. See her face? Yeah. That shit always happens to me though. I've noticed that. That when I get in that type of mode, she pop out in whatever deck I have. And I opened up right to the page too. Did a little roll up right to the page. Sekhmet, goddess of wounded healers, temple of warriors, element fire. Sekhmet is the fierce ancient Egyptian goddess of war, the sun and healing. She carries life force in her palm with the power to create or destroy. Her guidance right now is heal thyself. Everyone gets your best except you. You are a healer among your tribe. Stop putting your needs last. She shows up for this reason. Segment. When did you decide to become a martyr? Take a breath. Wounded healers hold sadness, rage, and fears of brokenness. Being a warrior wasn't a choice for our beloved foremothers. They did the best they could. But being a goddess warrior for us is knowing that we have the choice not to fight all the time. Exactly. Express yourself, but you ain't got to touch nobody. 7:27 on the clock. Deep dive questions. What are your swords? The weapons you use to fight. Oh shit. And what are your shields? The ways you defend yourself. Dare to lay the burdens down along with your swords and shields. Well, this is exactly why I mentioned before. You would rather hear words come out of the mouth than silence. You feel me? Because now you have this essence. Now, this energy can flow through many. But when you operate from that space of silence, I've seen this shit happen before. Where this energy turns inside out of that person, thinking, oh, let me come for this. And nah. Just be prepared to have several seats because that's exactly what's going to happen here. The declaration. It is safe to put yourself first. That Lyran cosmic family is very strong right here too. This pull is very strong. 15, 17. That's 22. Isn't it? Yeah. 15 and 17. 317. 317. What's that? That's 10 of Cups. Embrace emotional fulfillment. Continue to embrace emotional fulfillment. Yo, that energy that just came through there. Yo. Because this is what they're doing. See, this is where people misconstrue what happens in the reading and feel as though a reader's upset. No, boo. I literally channel these energies. I can feel them. I can hear them. And there's certain smells that I'll smell from what people read about in terms of, oh, what type of things were used during this time. It's another reason, too, why, you know what I'm saying, I keep myself to myself because, yo, it can be controlled easily. It can be controlled easily by knowing what it is. So that's a message here for some of you in here. To control these energies that flow through you, know what they are. And you can easily do that with astrology. Looking at the asteroids. Because all of these are listed as asteroids. All of these goddesses and gods are listed as legit asteroids. What is the asteroid belt? The planet Maldek that burst and became the asteroid belt. But there's so many asteroids. For instance, segment 6 in my 9th house. Go figure. There's that. But that's also where I have Mars. So as far as channeling her energy, what is Mars? Aries, I am. Yeah. Not saying her specifically, but that nature. See what I'm saying? When you get this understanding of where these are within your wheel, or your cosmic journey through the 12 disciplines or 12 faculties of the mind for you to have this rebirth, this radical rebirth as you see here. Once you can see where that is, it'll make a lot of these other situations make sense. So times that passion comes out through expression is because you really want people not to test you. But because they don't know themselves fully, these energies within them, not knowing where they are, if they don't know where they are, they're not going to know what to do with them. So now you have where people get beside themselves. See what I mean? Let me see what she's talking about over here. Aunt Nancy's shadow guidance message or question: who really betrayed you? Betrayals from others mirrors your betrayal for self. Yep, that is also true. The betraying of self. Where you allow people to cross you by what you still allow for yourself. And when you really begin to see what that is, this is when you begin to disconnect from certain frequencies, 733, because you are spiritually mastering what it is that you have to know about yourself, what brings balance into your life. 7 in connection to the house of Libra. And we are having this solar eclipse come up in the sign of Libra, which will help to remove whatever is blocking you from raising up to the heart chakra. Because once again, the test of faith is through the heart chakra. It says here, betrayal is a web that disrupts everything you thought you knew. Use discernment in your relationships. Betrayal makes it difficult to trust, but with trust, but without trust, your relationships are a lie. And that's also the message of the crow. Okay, as far as divine law connected to wisdom, discernment, and the destroying of deception. Trust that no matter what happens and no matter how long it takes, you will survive and thrive every time. As long as, you know what I'm saying? The more you know yourself, the more these energies can move for you as a shield. Okay? So yes. Let's give you one more message from the Animal Oracle deck. Blessings and love to everybody. Let's see what you have. Oh yeah. The bison. Abundance, success, and personal power. She said, you're not going to leave me out of this. No, we're not. Today, it is her day, though. It's Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday? Yeah. That's why the crow came out. Even more. Okay. That really speaks. She another one, too. Okay. Yep. You are being guided to be flexible. And as I'm over here, oh, that's why. It's because I'm seeing when Wednesday would have her visions in the series that's on Netflix, and she would bend backwards to have these visions. And you are being guided to be flexible is the first thing on this card. Shit. Okay. See, your abundance, success, and personal power comes in when you tap into this witchy sorcery part of you that people love to play with just because they may feel as though it's cute. It's nothing cute about it. There's a lot of things you would have to undo yourself from before you sit here and think you're going to play around that way. You are being guided to be flexible, go with the flow, and allow things to happen rather than force them. Universal opportunities are stacked around you. Center yourself and resonate with your core values, and you will reap many rewards. Mind you, core value speaks to Venus. Where Venus at right now? Scorpio. And the way we started this message, 7:37 on the clock, with that occult information, well, it's not so much occult anymore. It's right in front of you, but one has to choose to dive deeper, not just go surface level with information. And with that, my love, that is your message. May you all have a blissful evening. Ashe. Stay hydrated, blessed, loved, and highly favored. Always, 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 always. Yes, don't forget to hit that thumbs up energy so you can get this message out to your fellow gods and goddesses so we could keep this energy high and vibrant and keep it flowing. We putting in the work. We doing what we have to do. You know, our utopia is here, but we're approaching it even closer. You know what I'm saying? So much love to all.